I had just had my, I had just gotten married in 2008. 2009, July 14th, my son was born. And, in the meantime, I was, I already been doing contracting for a while. And I was, contracting is an opportunity, not a career. So, that's the way I looked at it. And to me, I was applying for all the agencies already. And I was going through a lot of the testing processes while I was being deployed. I would fly back and do my phase 1, my phase 2. And,
was this for the FBI or CIA or NSA to be
for the Bureau? Yeah.
Okay.
There's a Bureau. There's a Secret Service. We had the Air Marshals, ATFs. So I was applying for everything, and that was my ticket for me. As once my son was born, I'll come back home and actually just have a job back, stay home. And you can't go wrong with one of the agencies anyway. So that was my fallback plan. And I've been applying the whole time, and I was just waiting. I had already passed everything. I was just waiting on offer letters. And when my son was born, I had promised his mom, I said, listen, I'll only be gone up to my son being 1 year old. After that, whether I get an offer letter or not, I said, that's it. I'll call it quits. I'll come back. I'll do something. And that was the original deal. So he was born in July. I told her not this December. I said, after this contract is over, that's it. Like by September of the following year, I'll be done. And I stayed home. I made it home July 15th. I missed his birthday day. I made it home. I stayed home July, August, a little bit of September, and I went back, boots on the ground, towards the end of September. And I was only on the ground for about 3 weeks when my accident happened. It was October 25th, 2009. So I had just been back on the ground for about a month maybe. And that's when the accident happened. And it's funny is because, when you see, I'll go back and, talk. I don't know if you guys want me to talk about the accident at all.
Yeah. No, get it. Whatever you're comfortable with, the people would love to hear it.
No, how you watch movies when, something traumatic happens, it goes into slow motion. Your brain, I could actually attest to this, does slow everything down to slow motion.
You wrote about, in our book, you wrote about that. It was really, and I completely agree. Just the shock. To me, the shock.
You would think, like, I've never believed it. You watch movies like, oh, that's fucking bullshit. But living through it and actually seeing it, it was just like, it's actually true. You can't believe how your brain slows shit down. So when the car bomb happened to be, we were at, forget the damn.
It was right outside
Ministry.
Yeah, it was right outside Big Assassin's
Gate. It was right outside Checkpoint 2.
Yeah, between Little Assassins and Big Assassin's Gate, right there.
Yep. Between Bridge 1 and 2. Yep. So there was a broke down vehicle, acted like a broke down vehicle, right in front of the gate. Hood up, guys sitting right there. And the guys picked it up from across the street. And, it's funny, Val and I, we're standing right there, right at the front entrance. We just had, posted everybody. We did our sweep. We did all our meets. And we called in, Venues Green.
Yeah, you were the advanced team, right? You were on the advanced team at that time.
Yeah, we were the advanced team. Yep. We called in Venue Green. And it's funny, Val and I were just shooting the shit. It's like, man, I'm just getting tired. I'm about ready to just call it quits. I said, after this contract done, and Val was saying the same thing. And then we realized, we're looking around, it's like, don't they have more security than normal today? And like, yeah, they actually do. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. They're like, well, I don't know. I said, maybe they're training up a whole bunch of people, And that's when I was actually looking out at the gate, and Val was actually looking in at me. with his back to the gate, and that's when the boom went off. And it's funny how, like I said, the brain slows down. Is first thing I seen is the fire go, over the gate. You could see the explosion over the gate, and then all of a sudden the shockwave started coming towards me and Val, and then you see the shockwave go under the gate, over the gate all of a sudden disappears. The big 18-foot T-walls started disintegrating to rubble. And then it all started coming towards us. And the first thing I'd say, oh, shit. And I started turning. And that's when everything hit full blast. Next thing I know, I was talking to myself in my head. I was like, okay, what's going on? Are you dead? I was like, I don't know. I've never died before, so I don't know about that. You're fucking talking to yourself because you can't hear nothing.
Yeah.
You don't, and it's just like, I said, if you're dead, would you be talking to yourself like this? It's like, you just don't know. It's fucking funny.
And in your case, you couldn't see anything either, right?
I couldn't see and I couldn't hear anything. So I don't know, if I was still unconscious or anything. And then the first thing, and then I don't know how long had passed. And then I started getting my hearing back. I could hear people screaming, yelling, and everything around me, like, you just like a whole bunch of commotion. And I try to open up my eyes, couldn't.
Yeah.
I touch my face, it's all slimy, And the first thing I think about is my son. It's like, Adam, you got to get up. You got to get up. You got to go see Adam. Get your ass up. And so that's how I made it back up to my feet,
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. Just the stones from those walls. I mean, those things aren't small walls that you just weren't shredded and every bone broken. I mean, to me, that's a fucking miracle. Dude, unbelievable.
I tell you what, when I got up, Docs said, reason I'm still alive is I have that big old gash up on the head, that big U shape. He goes, all that stone, rubble, mud, everything got compacted in there and actually stopped the bleeding. Or else I would have.
That's why I call him Penis Head. There you go, right there. That's why he's Penis Head. No, keep going, right? Because this is. I mean, it's people.
No, but to be honest with you, and he's like, you're blessed that all that stuff got compacted in there because it stopped the bleeding, or else you would have been dead.
So when you got up, I know till you started to see Val. What was going on with that? You started to hear Val. Yep.
No, I started hearing screaming and people around me. And the funny part is I stood up. I was like down on my knees, hanging through a window or wall, whatever it was. I made it up to my feet, and I was like, okay, if I turn to the left and walk straight, thinking I'm still in the same spot where I was blown out, maybe I can make myself way back up. So I make my way up. I turn left. I try to walk straight, and there's a wall there. There's absolutely nothing. So I was like, I started feeling, I can't see anything. So I started feeling everything around me, and then to my left seemed clear with almost like a cable hanging out or something. So I turned to the left, and it feels like I'm standing up on a hill or something. I don't know what it is. And then I started calling out for Val. I call out for Val, can't hear him, nothing. And then I totally forgot about my radio. So all of a sudden I hear the guys from the car calling out the radio. Is like, oh shit, my radio. So I go for my mic where I normally clip it. It's not there. So, I had to sit there and go to and dangle the wire back and bring my mic back. And then I call out to the cars and say, hey, it's Rob. I'm somewhere inside. Don't know where I'm at. Can't find Val. And, and let them know. And they're like, all right, hang tight. Well, the snipers are making their way down, or the guys that were standing up at the meeting room are making their way down from the third floor. So hang tight. So hang tight. And then I just stood there and I could hear people walking and screaming around me. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, this is a perfect opportunity for somebody to come from behind me and take my weapon. Yeah. And I was like, okay. Put my elbow on my pistol. I was like, all right, if anybody comes near me, I don't give a fuck. Obviously, I'll fucking just shoot. I'll pull it out and start shooting, and I can't see shit, but I'll shoot something. Then I hear somebody from my left-hand side, kind of like a little bit further away, actually saying in Arabic, somebody help this guy, somebody helping this guy, and nobody comes. And he, God bless his soul, one day I will meet him. He comes up to me from my left side and tells me in Arabic, give me your hand.
That's cool.
And I give him my left hand, and he starts walking me down from wherever I'm at. As I'm walking down, he's like, as soon as I got close to him, I said to him, shukran in Arabic, thank you. He goes, what'd you say? And I told him, thank you, again in Arabic. He goes, come on. As he's bringing me down, he tells me, hey, be careful, you're stepping on bodies. Like, dude, I can't see anything. So he gets me down to level ground. He goes, walk straight. When you start feeling water hit your feet, you're safe. So, all right. So started walking straight. All of a sudden, the water started getting deeper and deeper. And it's like, what the fuck? Am I inside or outside? Why the fuck?
Yeah.
If I'm outside, why is there water? So I stood still right where I'm at. And then, I don't know if I'm inside or outside. Now, all of a sudden, I started hearing gunshots going off. And there was a guy nearby screaming. And I kind of like grab him, reach out to him and grab him and say, am I inside or outside? He goes, you're outside. And, obviously I spoke to him in Arabic. And I called back to the cars, tell them, hey, I'm somewhere standing outside. Don't know where I'm at. I can hear gunfire, but I'm standing in water. They're like, yeah, we're en route. Hang tight. We'll be there in a second. And then the next thing I remember is I hear Q's voice say, Rob, we got eyes on you, buddy. We got you. And then they came over and got me over across to the other side. And I was thinking, I remember Doc was started wash my face, clean me up, to see how bad it is. And I tell Doc, is like, hey, Val's gone. He goes, no, Rob, Val's okay. I go, Doc, Val's gone. He goes, no, he's in the follow vehicle. He's good. So you sure? He goes, yeah. So, and I tell Doc at that time, he's like, hey, Doc, how bad is it? He's like, I can't see anything, Rob, right now. I can't tell you. I said, listen, I don't give a shit what I look like. I don't care. As long as I have my vision where I can see my son grow up in front of me, that's all I care about. He goes, we'll do our best, Rob. You know that. And then I remember we were trying to get the medevac in, and the scene was just, they couldn't get the medevacs to land there. So they actually had to get me and Val over to the crossroads in order to get the medevacs to land. So in the roads, there was no way for us to come out. So they had to send out TST and the Mamba team to come out and grab us to take us over to the crossroads.
To push through. Now I remember Ben. Wasn't that triple canopy? That wasn't even Blackwater's team. Was that triple canopy's team with the TSTs, or was that Blackwater's team that came out there?
Well, no, but at that time, BW,
were they?
TC had taken over.
Okay,
yeah, had taken over the contract. Remember?
Yeah, they were the conglomerate now. All right.
Yeah.
And you got over there. I remember. Yeah, that's to me. I still.
It was actually before that, because when Blackwater lost the contract, TC took over. I kind of stayed over with TC.
Gotcha.
Just because I know.
Sure.
Then it started to become, you know how it was when we first got there. Anybody got hurt, the head shed will be the first people on the birds up to Balad to make sure they're all right. And up to this point, nobody from that head shed came up and checked up.
It was a different
it was a different animal, and right then and there it's just like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I do remember. That's one thing I do remember, is that when people did get hurt, the head shed guys were still, most of them were still guys that were on the ground. Or as much as Al, I didn't have Al on the ground for us, Marine Al. The fucker was
Al Harris.
The dude was a good leader, and he would be there for you if somebody got hurt. He was a former Marine. Marines. He was a Marine, Sergeant Major. Still, as far as an operator goes, it had passed his time. But the dude was all about the dudes. Yeah, and those guys had left. That something bigger is gone. I always say that. It is that something bigger had continually left. But now it's good because you had Q. You had some solid guys there. Q Val was pretty solid.
Oh, no, we did
solid, and
yeah. Listen, the team we were on, there were all a lot of solid.
Well, and that was that.
You know what I mean?
That was Joe Espino was over there still, wasn't he? Joe was over on the Ambulance team.
I was doing. I left the advanced team. I left the ambassador detail.
Went to the advanced.
Go over to IPD.
Gotcha.
Because when me and Redhead got into it.
Gotcha.
What's his name?
You mean the DS officer, the Department of State, Grape Ape?
No, Rob.
Shit, I don't know. Who are you fighting with now?
Yeah, hold on. No, I forgot his name.
It ain't important.
The only redhead operator I know is Rob O'Neill.
No, it wasn't Rob O'Neill, but I guarantee. I guarantee you. I guarantee if he was over there would have been a lot of fights over there.
They put him in charge of. They put him in charge of training.
I can't remember his fucking name either.
I'm trying to remember his name. I know it's Rob.
Yeah, you're not gonna remember. You're getting older, dude.
It'll come to me later. Anyway,
but
I am.
You got to.
So I got into it with them, and they wanted to take APD gold from me. They didn't want me to be the shift lead anymore because they wanted me to be a interpreter.
And
I was refused.
And you've been fighting that battle since we got there, man. They're like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. It's like, quit asking him. It's not going to fucking happen. Just quit asking. But when you
and they were trying to force me. I was like, fuck it.
What was? And I'm jumping because I do want people to know because I remember seeing the picture. I saw you when you were I didn't see you, but I saw when you were hurt. And you were fucked up. I mean, really bad. You got a round, fat face as it is. Just think of that thing like the fucking jack-o'-lantern.
It was up.
It was like you. But once you got back, what was that like? Just recovering, man. Because you couldn't see. You literally had shit over your eyes. You look like a jack-o'-lantern with gauze over your eyes is what you look like.
To be honest with you, it was when I got back, it was pretty tough because getting used to being the breadwinner, going 100 miles an hour all the time, coming back home to sit between four walls, where my wife at the time had to go back to work, and I had to sit next to the baby. Which is my son, and I didn't mind at all. She's like, we'll get somebody to sit with them. I don't want you to, with my back problems and everything at that time. But it was pretty tough on me. It took 2 years of almost going between doctors, surgeries, physical therapy, speech therapy, almost everything. 2 years exactly. I was going 5 days a week. From 8 in.the morning till about 3:00 in the afternoon.
But you stuck with it. A lot of guys. That's awesome that you stuck with it, man. A lot of guys don't.
I stuck with it, but after the second year, I was fed up. They hadn't released me. I just called it quits.
Well,
I'm done.
Well, that's good. You were ready, man. That's fine. That's perfect. That's what you got to do.
And I told the doc, and I just, they just don't want to release you, and I was just like, I'm done. I am fed up. Yeah, granted, there's no way for me. Doctor will not clear me to go back overseas. Sure. I was like, fuck it, I'll find something to do here, and that's how I started Blue Diamond.
Dude,
what is it? What are you doing right now, Rob?
Oh, dude,
So I own a.
No, I'm telling his story here. No, go ahead. He has the best limo company in the country, dude. That's who I use.